A very quick break, and we welcome you back to ECS Season 7. This time we've jumped over the pond and now in the North American region where we've got more Counter-Strike action to bring you. It's the same crew. My name is Henry G, and I'm joined by the beautiful James Bardolph and DDK. We are going to be breaking down lots of games for you and bringing some fun and some witty banter potentially as well. Maybe not that witty, but they'll be fun.
Why is he beautiful and I'm just DDK?
What do you want to be called at?
So, I don't know, something better.
It's beautiful Bardolph. It's alliteration.
Well,
It works.
I mean, he didn't
You
get
could be
to ask you what to
dastardly
be called.
DDK if you want.
You just make something up. Yeah.
Okay, next segment, I hear you.
White boy wants to be the beautiful one, yeah? Fine, Dan.
I don't want to be the beautiful one, I just want my own thing.
I'm just going to sit here and cut my wires.
I accept it. I hear you. You don't have to be aggressive. I'm going to let you have what you want. It's all good. Where were we?
Known for my
A
aggression.
live show. That's right. That's where we are. James with the scissors. I'll let him get on with
Gonna
that.
make him laugh, so he
We're going to
messes
look
it
at
up.
the bracket. If I can get a word in, we will have a look what's happened in the last couple of days of gameplay. You can see NRG have cruised their way through the bracket at the very top there, and Complexity have done a decent job as well, but they will be tested today by the mighty Brazilians of Furia. That's our scheduled game. The one and only will be bringing you from this section of ECS. Furia, a team that did well at the major. Complexity also turned a lot of heads there as well. I think this has the potential to be a very good game, but for me, it's all about Complexity. I'm a big fan of what they're doing right now. I'll be honest, I didn't believe in the project at all. I did when I first saw this announced, when nothing was going to be there. Ricky was coming in as well. I didn't think much of it at all, but I was happy to be proven wrong. They look actually pretty decent right now. They're up there in the conversation, the top 3 team in NA. They're strong. They're a well-rounded unit. What are your guys' thoughts?
Def is the man.
He is the man, isn't he? Looking very good.
Maybe we're biased because he's from the UK, but
yeah,
I think that he's somebody who goes on under the radar in terms of the public opinion. I don't think he's a brand people really consider, but I know he's very highly regarded by the pros. He was previously asked to join Cloud9, but he chose loyalty. He chose to stick with Complexity, the guys who got him the P1 visa to be in the United States in the first place, and I think that's amazing, and I think that's a very good player to have. Having loyalty like that is fantastic, and allows you to actually build something rather than have the revolving door, which some teams have as a disease at the moment in North America, like a space station, like United, exactly. Not that they're of a comparable tier, but he was playing lights out last time. He's enjoying the stream music as well, you noted, so that's always good.
Excellent. Well, that sounds very good. Well, it is going to be Complexity Fury. We can have a look at the Veto at least just to kind of lay the foundations of the conversation. We can see which way this one is heading. Complexity vetoing Train. Furia Dust 2, surprising their playstyle. That's going to be the Veto. Inferno, classic pick for Complexity, very strong map for them. Mirage, also good for Complexity, looking good for them so far. And the third map, Nuke.
Ooh,
this couldn't really be better for the
son.
North Americans, to be honest. They really are well versed across the board on all of this.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Like, I can't really see a way in on the vetoes or the map pool. It looks fantastic for Complexity.
Especially with Nuke there. That for me is Complexity.
Home map as a decider.
If they didn't finish him off by Nuke, well,
exactly.
That's the babality right at the end.
Well, there we go.
The babality, did you say?
Yeah.
Wow. Rolling back the years on that one.
Before we get into our detailed and kind of informed and wise conversation, I think we should go through the predictions first, and we'll kind of talk about it after that. We can kind of give our initial thoughts, and then we'll get into it after that. I'm going to go with Complexity, as I've already stated. James Bardolph, what would you like to go for? This
better be a sweeping Complexity.
Yeah, you think so?
It has to be. It
yeah,
must be.
I think all signs point to that. We'll go Sliggy next, actually.
Complexity.
Going Complexity. And Dastardly Daniel, what have you got?
Yeah, I got Complexity
as well.
for sure.
You say Dusty Daniel?
Dastardly Daniel.
Oh, Dastardly. I thought you said Dusty.
Dastardly.
Yes. Well, Dan, you've been kind of the best.
I guess our production must suck because they've rented the wrong thing.
Oh,
so
there you go. Nice. He's done well there. That's the kind of fire I need from you, Dan, on this broadcast. Channel that towards these two people. That's much better. That's what we want.
He's really let go now.
Yeah,
he just doesn't give a crap anymore.
Had enough.
Well, we can see the fan predictions as well. See what you guys think. I think it should be a kind of similar sort of situation. Complexity should be the heavy favourites going into this. Brought to you by Pinnacle.com, our head sponsor. A lot closer than I thought, to be honest. But Brazilian fan bases are loyal as well. You know, they love to support their home teams.
They're strong.
Absolutely. A more objective point of view would be the odds, perhaps, brought to you by the same sponsors, Pinnacle.com. They actually favour Furia. What do you think about that, James?
They're non-believers.
They're non-believers.
Yeah, this is the first time I think that we have been on one side and they've been on the other side.
Absolutely.
That's really interesting. Obviously, I guess these come out before the veto.
Yes,
so perhaps by the second map, those will change.
Yeah.
Time will tell. But that veto is very strong. Just Nuke as a third map is you could not ask for a better situation for Complexity.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I feel like this is, especially with the way Stanislaus playing right now, Shazam's looking pretty incredible. I just feel like there's not enough to say about Furia that's going to compel me to change my mind. I'll see how they've looked today. They definitely have skill. These Brazilian teams always have firepower in buckets and spades, but I don't think that's enough. Complexity,
well, I mean, that's the thing, right, Henry? It sets the stage. It sets the stage. You know, we've got the narrative here. We have all these reasons why a team like Furia should struggle in the Veto, on the actual server. But this is how a team makes their name. They go out against the odds and they show us some great Counter-Strike to prove us all wrong, right?
Yes.
So that's what they have to do. And I think Furia of the Brazilian teams gives us the best chance for that. I wouldn't say Luminosity, I wouldn't say INTZ at this point really have enough structure. But I think Furia, there is a chance where they could edge something. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can bring against a very well-drilled and structured opposition.
Absolutely. Next to MRBR, I think that the biggest talking point from the Brazilian region. So hopefully they can bring that fire today. We've just finished the night. We are starting on Inferno. We're going to jump into the game right now, as it will be Complexity starting on their home map on the CT side. It does not bode well at all. But Furia, decent team, win this pistol. They can definitely sink their teeth in.
Yes. Yes. And it's going to be a banana push coming in. It's 3 CT. Stan starts it off. Ricky also chiming in. Def there to back it all up. It's not a bad hold here. They have to commit to get the bomb. They've got to fight. Def is fighting back. That smoke comes in last second, and that really makes things awkward here. They try to fall back to the B site, and now actually open up for a chance, but the flank is on as well for the CTs.
There is a second smoke for Keserato. Where does he choose to put it? They've crossed to the site itself, but Stanislaus has stayed alive, and he's still alive. Now the double peek is in, but a crouch peek will stop that. 10 bullets. Sorry, 10 HP, not 10 bullets. And a headshot will be more than enough. So Furia take the pistol. This is an important victory for them, considering they are the underdog. A 4K for Keserato. Nice way to start things off.
Yeah, that was so nice, wasn't it? Complexity looked like they had better positioning, they had better opening kills, they had a better setup, they had the smokes to throw in after all that chaos, they had the flank, they had everything going their way, but Furia managed, with their backs against a wall, to hit the headshots, to find a way to win the round. That's an awesome start for them. We see that Krieg coming out from Art straight away, and loving all the Krieg we've been seeing recently. Much wider use of the Krieg, and seeing the A1s in there. It's refreshing. And Force Bite is in. Ricky's found an MP9, and we already heard Henry G pumping up the MP9 earlier. It's fantastic weapon, pound for pound, incredible. And a 5 versus 4 to start here for Complexity. Some good damage onto Vinny there as well on Banana. And I like this. Furia, they are happy to just push Banana anyway. Only one smoke left, and it's on Def.
Looked away just in time. Molotov can be a nice way to try and eject some CT utility early. It will come in, but not come in fast enough. Stanislaus cannot get the kills. Furia have taken the B-bomb site. Now, what do Complexity choose to do? Ricky and Shazam have got full armor. They were continuing to pursue towards B. I suppose there was an argument to save this, to live to fight another day. But that hasn't been the case just yet. Ricky with an MP9, 5 HP, I'm sure will be hiding far away. Doesn't have too much to lose. I think if they were able to survive with 3 players in the next round, it could be interesting, considering the force buy. I think with the force buy, if you lose position, then with 3 players alive on Inferno, you can just use this all in the next round. If you pick up an SMG and you only had a pistol, you can give the pistol to somebody else. Nothing's found a Mac 10, so you can drop his P250 to someone. So in those situations, you have a 3-2 setup. You lose the 2 on B, keep the 3 on A for the next round if you've gone for the force, and do it all over again.
Yes. So awkward spot always for the CTs. With what they have saved though, and you can see the pistols being distributed somewhat, can just maybe get a smoke on everyone and try to play the delay game. That said, most teams these days have strong protocols against that. Not to say that it's not still effective, because it is anyway. But looks like Complexity will go for a mixed bag here. Light investments, deep banana smoke, but it's very difficult to capitalize on that without the follow-up grenades or weaponry, and that's what they're lacking, nades and weaponry. So it'll be interesting to see what the plan is here. 3 players to contest this, but heavy presence from Furia. So much nade usage. Oh, that's interesting. They'll smoke the molly in the sandbag straight away. You can see that that's kind of slowed the roll of Furia there. They'll want to wait that one out. And that's it. No more smokes for Complexity. It's all on this 3-man setup.
In go the Molotovs. Now the smoke disappears. Is there a flash? There is. Doesn't come fast enough to save Brick. Nothing has got a lot to do with his Mac 10, and he will do a lot. Def comes out as well. Looking for the trade frag, Yuri. But Def has fallen back. They got the best out of the situation. Now, there may be an argument for Furia to make a way over towards the A bomb site in which weapons could be collected. Able J with the MP5 on the T side. 2 versus 3. Def doesn't know if it's safe, but if he has to rotate, then he can collect one of those weapons. Stanislaus going to see the bomb if he peeks. Is he going to peek in time? There's the bomb. Now Def could maybe start to get moving. Indeed, he's going to move to Banana, pick up a weapon. Shazam doesn't reveal his position, just quietly positioning himself. There's time pressure to plant the bomb. Able J can't check everything. Yuri versus 2 now. He has time, doesn't have to commit to the bomb plant just yet, but he will. He's got an angle. 46 HP might just be enough. Has he been spotted by Stanislaus? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Stan knows that he's still stuck on the site. Def has a Krieg. Stanislaus with a USP. There's no flashbang. Jumping up top for the double peek. Hasn't quite worked out. Can he grab the Krieg? At least he can. Down to the Glock now, Yuri, and he will just about survive. Hold on, prevail for Furia. That was way too close.
Very well done, though. As you say, like, held his nerve. This was a beautiful amount of damage from nothing, and his pistol supports. And this absolutely could have gone wrong. One headshot from the USP away from getting wrecked. Glock does the damage. But they did lose so much in the way of money there. So now Complexity go for their full buy. I'm actually expecting Complexity to dominate Banana on this CT side. We'll have to see. Furia will be pushing it. So maybe not this round. Complexity going with a more passive opener, not putting 3 towards Banana, not hammering that Banana position with utility, instead wanting to see, all right, what is Furia going to do on this buy round of theirs? Oh, the flashbangs come in, though, and that is a good approach. Going for the challenges here. Oh, it's worked out brilliantly, hasn't it? 3K, almost. I spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. The B-bomb side is open for business.
There is the smoke. What lies beyond for Furia? They don't know. They line up the CT smoke. We've seen a few of these miss from different teams. That one seems to land perfectly. They've got Molotovs and more smoke grenades to deploy. Shazam looking for somebody to jump on the barrels and look over the smoke. No one doing that just yet. There are flashes for a peek from Complexity. I'm sure Able J will be redeploying the smoke grenade to CT for the 3rd time. Complexity with some utility to make this happen. They could smoke off the Banana position. Again, that can be telling that no one is Banana. I do wonder if that will change. There is the Banana smoke. Sometimes we'll see that with a CT behind it, just to confuse people as the meta continues to change. Molotov towards new box. There's a gap in the smoke. A bad smoke pays off for Furia, and Art goes nuts with the Krieg. Shazam, the last man standing now. Art looking for a ace with his 1 HP. It's going to be a close one. Has he seen Shazam? I think he may have, but Shazam says no. No ace for you. Can he save the AWP, however? Staying here as late as possible. Able J, oh, he's so fast. Shazam, will he survive? He won't, but nobody will get the AWP.
What an important round. I was curious when Furia slowed things right down after they locked out the CTs from the B-bomb site, whether they would try to use that as a fake. And this almost went very, very well. Like, 1 kill is the difference. Art with a 3K down to 23 HP. Takes 1 bullet, and he's down to 1 HP. That is, must have got shot in the toe by the M4. So, a 4-0 start on that T side is absolutely fantastic. I feel like with Furia opting to go heavy on Banana at the beginning of every round, if we don't see Complexity adjusting, putting 3 on Banana next buy rounds with all the nades, I would be surprised.
Double HE's lined up for the old car position. Car is long gone now. Here we go, Vinny. Going beyond a really being patient complexity. Waiting for more. They only hear one pair of footsteps. Could have been a lot more than that, but it was significant. It could have a part to play in the remainder of this round. 4 players for Furia on Banana. That is the last smoke for complexity. So the time won't get too crazy for Furia unless it is of their own doing. In comes the utility. 2 men rotating for complexity. Rifke trying to do what he can, running distraction with his teammate. There'll be the 1 frag, but the site is taken. Now, complexity don't really have much to lose in this situation. Pistol God Shazam has got a Desert Eagle, so they can try and do as much damage as possible, or maybe play for exits and try and take an AK away into the next round.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one. Need a very fast shot here from the Scout of Death to try to make it work, and that's a beautiful position. You see the fountain, you can see how dangerous that angle is. You think that it's clear when you're peeking, and then a tiny peek from Yuri seals the deal. Nothing looking to perhaps pick up another kill, or maybe a gun. Either way, he will fall. And so now this is the round where I'm expecting to see 3 players Banana, expecting to see a barrage of utility on Banana, you know, Astralis style, to lock it down. I would be so surprised if Complexity don't do it. Furia started every buy versus buy with heavy Banana presence. Surely that's got to be the response. No, it is not.
No.
Oh, and it seems like it's a smart one, because Furia, I think, are banking on that expectation, and they're rushing A. I think they're expecting a 2-man setup here, but that's not what Complexity have. They have all 3 players here, but it might not be enough still.
They have enough personnel for the war of attrition as long as they go 1 for 1, and they're doing that for the time being, 3v3. However, the second player has rotated to the A bomb site now. Def around the smoke, through the smoke, but he can't do anything, and that is surely the round. Stan, his money will be together with his teammates, but he is so far away. You do wonder if he'll go for it. They're all tagged. He may not know this, though. It's hard to tell unless you're going to leg someone with an AWP. Can he do it again? The money's together, so whether he loses a gun or not, if he feels like there's any chance of doing it, it is worth it. He'll try to sail the grenade to the middle box, but nobody is there. Oh, April J just walking out into no... What the hell just happened there?
I don't know.
Phantom keyboard, let's go for a walk.
Perhaps misread the trajectory of the nade, but it's so interesting because Furia, I think, read the round exactly like I did, where it's like, okay, they have to be 3 Banana at the beginning of the round. If you know the CTs are going to do that, or if you have an incredibly strong guess, doing a rush timing to A like that is very, very powerful. However, you know, you can be baited into doing that sometimes. You'll see a 3-man CT setup. I don't think Complexity realized that that was coming at all, even though they only had a 2-3 setup. So that's really interesting. Feels like there's like a mismatch of how the game's being read by either team right now. Here we'll have 3 players towards B, but they're playing passive and they're just playing off of pistols instead. And, you know, one thing at the top level of Counter-Strike that's very prevalent and very important is understanding how to set expectations of the CT side. You're the T side, you take the initiative, you set a flow, a pace, you set up a bunch of different types of rounds, and then you start to make demands of what the CTs have to do to respond based on what you're doing that's successful. And,
What?
Whoa! Was that just like you just turn around, just 1D?
Yeah.
That is baller.
That is something you don't normally see. Oh boy, sit down. Where are you going, son? Where are you going?
That is so awesome.
That was beautiful. Unless you're the person on the receiving end of it,
It's a
then
small,
it's not.
Small consolation though, 0-6 down on
Yeah.
the pistols.
A little highlight
Yeah.
in a game that so far has been full of brutality for the accused. Stanislaw will sit on the smoke grenade now. He doesn't know if everybody's crossed just yet, but he has limited risk. Trying to use his bullets efficiently. What remains of them doesn't quite work out. Shazam still in the pit, nothing, still on the site. Can one distract for the other? There's Shazam now, does nothing turn to help him. He shoots through the smoke actually quite nicely. Patient player with the P250 will pay off. Yuri, 44 HP. 1 versus 1. He's got 17 seconds to plant the bomb. He may have heard Def top mid, he may have not. Faking, so doesn't seem he's sure, but now he has limited his options. Surely he's been seen by Def, but Def can't quite run just yet, but he can secure it around surely. Too close, too much CZ bullets, and that is the first round on the board for Complexity. Def will look for the best weapon available before defusing the bomb. Narrow victory for the North American squad.
Yeah, going for that fake ended up being a problem. It's hard to know. It's always very hard to know. But in unlikely rounds, there it is. Wow. Oh, nice. Got Ricky's pop. The first bullet and everything. I love it. Wow. That is awesome.
Beautiful.
Well, so will Complexity go 3 up and on this round and bombard the nades? Because, again, we haven't seen that. And yet Furia have, in so many rounds, just opened with heavy banana presence. The CTs do get advantages with that. So here, okay, here it is. It looks like they're going to go for it this round. There you go. Deep smoke, Molotov carpet, pushes them forwards. Double HEs. Do they have the HEs? Okay, so it's not quite the full thing. Okay, they got some delayed mollies here, but that, what? How is that not spread to Yuri? They'll not realize that he's here. He's flashed forwards, and that small margin of error is everything. That molly, how did it not spread?
That is so unlucky. So unfortunate for Complexity. There's a stroke of bad luck, and then there's that. A few pixels allow Furia to clean out the B bomb site, and Complexity, again, the reset implications aren't what they used to be, but this is surely a safe situation. With the smokes down, I think nothing needs to try and escape. He doesn't know if there's a smoke at the front of the site. You saw that they just did the more aggressive smoke beyond that position. I love that second smoke. Does have its own risks, however, but if you can land it, it's fantastic. And now Furia start to creep, nothing hiding behind the sandbags. Won't get the kill, so it will likely be 2 players surviving for Complexity. Nothing did what he could. He was trying to save in the safest way possible. But again, he couldn't risk moving towards CT and potentially getting shot. 7-1 in favor of Furia. But again, you see max loss bonus there for Complexity. Shazam getting 3,400. That's where I get confused. I thought he would get 2,900 for that round because they won the round prior, so I thought that would take their loss bonus down a peg. So I'm still a little confused as to exactly how this is working. So I guess they need to win 2 rounds in a row for the loss bonus to actually go down. Because they've got 3,400. So there we go.
Shazam is doing it. Oh, he was going to, but the indecision. It's a problem. Every play that Complexity have tried to make early round has failed enormously. It's a mixture of bad luck and misestimations, but ultimately well-coordinated play from Furia on top of that to really punish hard. And Furia look dominant, and in they go against nothing. He can't defend at all. This is looking absolutely ridiculously strong. Now Def, there's 3 players that are critically wounded. Can he find anything here? Might be able to get a massive series of kills here. 3 in a row. They're all weak. He's finished them off. Now just 1 more with full HP. Yuri. Oh, sorry, I should say Vinny does it. Yuri is dead. And Stan with the 1 versus 2 retake on A. This is awkward, to say the least. Oh, no.
That gives him some information.
That's rough.
He can take a gamble and jump onto the hay bales. I think he has to take a gamble. He can't assume somebody's in the pit. I mean, he can, but then he's stuck. So you go for it, take a gamble, or fall back with the AWP. Waits for the smoke to go. Misses the shot. He would have had the angle on the bomb. Maybe. Not sure where it was planted actually, but never mind. Complexity 3,400 again. Still not too late to turn this around. This is what we haven't said though is that considering Complexity are, in our eyes, a significant favourite in this series, this is a fantastic start for Furia.
Yep. Yeah, they're playing really well. They're playing really, really well. And I can see all the sort of all the theory and the structure that they put in. Like they're playing really good. Counter-Strike, hello! And it's really paying off. Again, as I said, like some of these plays from Complexity have been, like, the idea's been good, but they've just been a little bit unlucky, and then they just get punished because Furia are playing great. They're playing really good CS, and Complexity are finding difficulty in really pushing Furia at the beginning of rounds. They're not taking Banana successfully ever. Oh, that is not bad, is it? Def has got more in the tank. He throws the smoke down instead of keeping the AK out. And what could have been a lot might be diffused easily now.
If that smoke goes, then perhaps weapons can be disposed of. AbleJ through the smoke. With just under a minute on the clock, they've got time to do that, if that's what they want to do. Shazam moving through apartments. There could be a weird timing if he goes towards the balcony. However, people are moving up mid, so maybe there's a sound cue to be had. Spotting one player. That's not the bomb, though, which was closer to his position, but not that he saw it. So they know what somebody's in apps. Now, what you know versus what you don't. Some people may rotate away, but they're rotating to it. They know he's in apps, but he jumps balcony, and they didn't expect that. And now the bomb's on the floor. It seems that AbleJ's been protecting those weapons on Banana, or keeping him honest in the meantime, but Shazam, the pistol beast, is causing problems. And this might be another unlikely round from Complexity. 10 seconds. We've got the rotation coming in. He can go for the double stack plant. He's got to go for the plant immediately. He's running out of time. Is he going to pull out the bomb fast enough? He is. But whereas nothing coming from 15 HP, nothing needs 2 headshots. No, he just needs 1. Actually, AbleJ's low, but that's a nice adjustment from him to keep it 9-1. Another round rescued by Furia.
And AbleJ, I mean, he didn't know nothing was coming from there. Actually, he had his arse out, but nothing with the first couple bullets. That was just enough to work with for AbleJ to clutch it. Good effort from him. Really snappy shot there. This one, though. That is fantastic. Furia are looking excellent right now. All right, so again, we've been talking about how it's been a struggle for Complexity to start off rounds with advantage. Their players have been falling flat. Stan is against many players, whiffs the shot, there's the peak. He gets traded. That was almost best case scenario for him. Oh, they all fall into the spray of death, but he can't get it done. K-Serata with a fast headshot to stop that effort, but still, nothing sprays as they try to make their way across the smoke. They've timed it well, though. They're going to get a plant.
Looks like another... Well, let's see. They need rounds, nothing with a very long spray. Did great work, stopped the bomb from going down. That smoke will disappear eventually. Art's got 7 HP. It's going to be hard for him to provide support since the front of the site is open, construction is open. We still have a CT bottom Banana, not that Furia know that. They found a smoke grenade. That is really key. They have to fear a boost as well. And Ricket's been very patient. He spots one player jumping up, will take him out. Falling back, gets around the corner just in time. 45 seconds, creating some space, doesn't move too early. And Yuri goes back towards the bomb site now. He hears Ricket falling away, so he knows he's got 1 versus 1, worst case scenario. Oh, the smarts from Yuri. I respect this a lot. Ricket's making his way all the way back to the A site. So many angles to check, but he's only got 30 seconds to do it. On the stairs, Ricket, elevated position. That will be enough. But look how hard fought these few rounds are for Complexity.
Yeah, they really are. If nothing doesn't go for that hero play, and he just barely... If nothing doesn't get this kill, the guy just applying the bomb, which required the full spray through the coffins, I think that Furia probably win that round. With that bomb down, I think it's probably... I mean, there's still a chance for Complexity, but it's still favoring Furia somewhat. So, really impressive that it takes such a heroic effort from Complexity to just pick up these rounds, as you say. We get a timeout from Furia, actually. So, they are trying to figure out what to do. Maybe think about, okay, how have we been opening up the rounds? What has Complexity been doing? Complexity's been playing in an interesting fashion because they've sort of just been playing their game. They've not been reading too much into the patterns of Furia. They've just been playing a lot of simple setups, not going 3 Banana 2 very often, which I think has changed Furia's approach slightly as well. We don't see Furia doing that fast A rush. Only saw that once. Here we go. Carpet bombing the Banana area once again. Just 2 players there, though, again. A lot of players towards apartments very quickly here. Will they go for a balcony burst? We've yet to see that one. The setup for Complexity is pretty decent, though, for that. They've got 4 players on A already.
Furia look primed to execute into the B bomb site. Some flashes, some grenades, moving in through the balcony. They're still stuck in the choke point, however. Only one player made it through, having a look rather than jumping down, and that might just cost them. Exposed to the entire site. Art, though, in a 1 versus 2 with 2 low health players. There's an AWP. He's got no grenades, no flashes, no nothing. He's got to jiggle using the weapon, showing the hands. Very nice spray from Art.
Oh, he's going to B. I can't believe it. He's doing the runner all the way to B. He's a beast, James.
Off he goes. Def. All Def knows is that he could be walking around looking for where Def is, so he'll have to play it as safe as possible. Cutting off one of the rotation points. And I don't even know if he's close enough to A to realize that the bomb hasn't been planted there. Let's see what his read is. Once he gets close to top mid, he'll realize, yeah, just a few steps and he knows. There was an AK on the floor. He'll hold the M4A4. Won't make a difference in this particular round, though. 20 HP versus 19.
So intense. By the time Dev's on this bomb, he taps it. There's not going to be very much time left at all. You can see it's already ticking very fast. He goes for this. He's going to have to go for the full hold. Art has to realize it, and he's got a perfect lineup. That was a fantastic clutch from Art. Just like baiting out that AWP shot, able to punish it. Had no time to do it because there's a flank coming. That headshot obviously fantastic as well. Here it is. Baited out the shot, gets the follow-up kill.
That's not easy with the Krieg. All
no,
things considered.
It is not.
It's not easy anyway, but with the Krieg especially, his skill ceiling is even higher. And, I mean, he's been delivering all week. Arts is a name that we mentioned a lot in the previous match. And we continue to do so here. A smoke in the middle of Banana. A cheeky peek on top. He'll be hit by a grenade, though. He's got to be careful now. If another one comes sailing his way, then he will be a goner. Most likely. Never know with those HEs. 2 rounds for Complexity. Perhaps they have not woken up yet, but Furia will exploit them for all the gold they have.
The last time we saw Art on Inferno was on CT side. He got absolutely blasted as well. He had the most awful Inferno game. And it was a slow start to the best of 3. They have been DMing or something before this game. They look incredible already. Everything's working out. Winning all the clutches. Almost all the clutches. Deep banana control again for Complexity. Last time they stacked 4 on A immediately. Furia are in a position to pop flash through the banana smoke. They haven't done that yet. That's a great mix-up. You don't want to do it every time, but look, they're actually setting up for it. And you don't even have to go for it necessarily. A flash or 2 will send the B player onto the site and cause a rotation. And you can go hit A really fast and gamble that. But they're going to push with it. At least one player. They see Stan go back. That pulls a rotation back to B. 30 seconds. Could still go back to A. But they're not going to complicate it. They're going for B.
In come the grenades. After a moment of silence, pop flashes will be deployed. A second one from a teammate, and peeks to the right, so he's not susceptible to Dev's flashbang, but they are to the grenades. Sorry, the bullets of Furia looking strong for round number 11. They haven't lost a single player just yet, despite the damage done to each. Riquet and Shazam, it's just a non-starter this entire half of Inferno for Complexity. Nothing doing, nothing going on. Furia having a fantastic time of things. Nice to see a Brazilian squad dominating. 11-2. Everything working for them.
We kind of like wrote off Furia a little bit. We're like already doing our little preview of Complexity and NRG or whatever, and this is quite a strong start. Again, we can't ignore the fact that the map pool overall looks really good for Complexity, and it's that nuke pick at the end, which really should be favorable for them. But as I said previously, we were making those predictions based off of what we know, and we know a lot more about Complexity than we do Furia at this level. So they are indeed upsetting the narrative, and here goes Keishirato looking to upset the B defense once again. We see this double sandbags play pretty often on these pistol rounds from Complexity. This is an exact copy of a pistol round they ran before. And Furia, that means that they know already what it looks like. And they're dealing with it much better this time.
Spraying after the flash, give their position away, but what can Complexity really do about it? Not a whole lot! They've won, I think they've won both their rounds with buys like this. Complexity, more or less. This one does not look so likely, however. Over a minute on the clock. It's a 5 versus 2 for Furia. They have eliminated most of the threat. They have outmaneuvered their opponent. They have taken position. And that position will reward them in kind. Def is the 4th man to drop. And Mr. Jordan Nothing Gilbert will be the last one standing in this round. He's invited me to San Diego to go diving off of a boat, which hopefully I'll get around to doing at some point. Would be pretty fun. Get some squid and go fishing. Furia have come up trumps in this half.
This map might be over already. Like there's not been a single round where Complexity have really been looking good.
It is over, Dan. Channel your inner Henry G. It's all done. On to map 2. It's over. Never mind the second half.
Yeah, it's looking so good. They might even 13-2 this. We'll see how this last round goes. If Complexity have anything else to add to this. I mean, Shazam may just go for a crazy play here. They need to dig deep. They need something big.
Ooh.
He's the one that gets tagged by an HE of all things, I think. And three-man setup here in Banana works out well for the first kill. Art's down, and look at this. Furia immediately responded like, well, you want to play 3 on Banana? Well, we'll just rush A then. See you later.
I wish we saw this more often. It has its own risks, but I like to see it. Nothing but making a push for the smoke. I think there is one more player behind them though, but it's a 3-man spray down for Nothing. The smoke isn't deep enough, which gives him cover. Otherwise, Yuri surely would have taken him out, but he couldn't see him. That's why your smokes have got to be on point. Nothing has done a great job, and he may have just given Complexity a much-needed 3rd round. That flashbang actually went backwards. And that will be 3 rounds for Complexity. To the 12 of Furia, a dominating scoreline at halftime. We'll see if Complexity can turn it around after the break.
And would you believe it? On the Complexity map pick, they find themselves 12-3 down as they switch over to the T side. You don't really know what to make of this. It doesn't make sense. Nothing really fits together at this point, but we'll see if they can pull it back. It's Ricky with the opening frag. That's going to be Yuri taken down. At least a good start here for Complexity as they make their way through the apartments right now.
Don't be fooled though. The first pistol round, Complexity looked incredibly advantageous, but still somehow couldn't pull it through. Might be a similar story here. We'll have to see. There you go. Able J off to a nice start there. Quick headshot onto Shazam. The bomb will go down though, and the retake effort is on as Furia start to encircle, enclose, encroach upon this bomb site.
Moving up the short position, 2 of the 3 players. 2 flashes, but it's about the USPs, the headshots. They could use the smoke to isolate some of these players, but that might cause them problems with the T's hiding behind it. Once the defuse attempt is made, there's no way that one's getting defused. Keserato has perfect Kevlar, and he may just look to hold on to that.
Jumping burst from nothing there. Bit stylish.
Ooh,
so's that. B2000 to the face as Complexity pick up a much-needed pistol there. Well then, Keserato will save his armor and P2000. He's got 100 armor as well, so he gets a helmet for 350. So he gets a discounted rate for returning it in good condition. If they do decide to force buy, that is. I think with that bit of information alone, they probably will force buy in a second. A lot of teams do it on Inferno regardless. But there's nothing. Nice work. Managing to take down his low HP players. That was pretty beautiful as well. Well done.
Is the P2000 as accurate as the USP silence?
It's not questions for me. I can only talk about the feel. I don't know about the stats or anything like that.
They're both accurate, but
you say
like
they're both
very
accurate. Are they as accurate?
They're not identical, no. The USP, I believe, is superior.
Okay.
I jump between the two. Like one day, I really feel like the P2000. I like the extra bullet. I like it's a bit better at close range.
They like the pappy sound.
Yeah, I really. But then sometimes you can't beat a long range USB headshot. Like pretty satisfying in its own right. But here we go. The force spike comes in. Keserato, like I said, the fact he saved the armor, he gets a helmet now and an MP9. So it's actually looking pretty promising in that department. If they can pull this round back, that could be it. We will see as Complexity will have the bomb down towards the bottom of second middle right now. They have basic B control. 2 players there. That will be nothing in death. A lot of work to do on this T side, but a tactical team. Take it round by round. They've won the pistol. This is the all-important one, though. They need to make sure they can bring this round in their favor to really stand a chance. Give this one up. It's going to be a very, very rough ride indeed.
So Yuri has a smoke. Only one left with a smoke on the A site. Will he deploy it towards porch? That is actually stunning. That's an AK in balcony. Oh my god, he's picked it up for free. He's got a smoke. Oh no, sorry, that's Keserato that has a smoke towards B still. So they have actually owned it so far. 5 versus 4. Time is beginning to run out. Flash comes in, peeks in as well. They are beasting Complexity. There's 2 players left. A deep HE will completely whiff. Now it's just Shazam. What the hell just happened, Henry? Oh, my days.
Absolute destruction. That flashbang timing couldn't be better. And it should be a common rule in those sort of rounds, especially against the likes of Furia. You got to use the buddy system, man. You got to make sure that everyone's together, holding hands, making sure trades are there. Apartments are very narrow choke point. Great timing from the CTs, but suddenly avoidable. Ricky gives up an AK, and at that point, they have to try and move. Their time was running out. They got to about the 35-second mark. They had quad control. They really had to try and answer back, and nothing could be done. Fantastic CZ usage there from Furia as they go 13-4 up, and there's not a single rifle available for Complexity now, and Furia have got all the money in the world and a massive advantage. Once again, Art kicks things off. That'll be a lovely UMP headshot towards nothing, and he's actually in a prime position to get a little bit more out of this as well.
T's moving down Banana once more. Furia have benefited from great timing in their T half and great fundamentals in the round prior. Combination of the 2. Spotting, trying to get as much time as possible out of this smoke grenade. Ooh, maybe he's asking too much though. The HE grenade will do some damage, but again, he's just holding on too long. Greedy allowed the T's to take position. It was avoidable. You are far better equipped, or you were, but just asking for too much really. Allowed Complexity to swarm on the site. At what point are you going to deploy the grenade? Maybe used to the slight edging forward of a different team, but simply held onto grenades too long.
Well, there you go.
It's pretty black and white.
AK-47 saved. They will get themselves $1,400 into the next round. See if this is going to be an opportunity to force buy again. Yuri can get a rifle out. Vinny can get an SMG. The rest of them should be on pistols, though. I suppose Abel can drop a FAMAS. He can drop an M4 as well. He's actually got pretty decent utility. He just won't have a smoke if he drops the M4. So we'll see which way he's inclined to smoke. Actually, a big talking point of Inferno. So he might just opt for the FAMAS drop. That's if they force buy. They don't actually have to. Just outlining that as well. Looks like they're going to take the more conservative approach. And I think that's the correct decision there. You've just done a great job with the CZs. You're 13-5 up. You don't need to win this round. You've got a chance to with the CZs. And the AK, of course. Might as well just keep it simple and play this round out. The complexity. Stabilize, sure, but try and make it as expensive as possible.
It does look kind of scary having another one AK, all the smokes and so on. But I gotta say, outside that last round, which was just some great headshots from Complexity, Furia have looked like 10 times better on Inferno than the last time I saw them a couple days ago. Nice shot though, that's the AK dealt with. That's a nice start for Complexity, but the story's not over just yet. There are two players here towards the banana position. Nice nades coming in. They're doing a great job in systematically dealing with these pistols. Two AKs picked up, though, towards the A side of the map. They can just go and save those. That's a huge win. That is a massive win. Just let the bomb get planted. Already, though, Complexity are hunting. They realize exactly what's going on. So this is a battle for survival. Got a wave of enemies coming. It's like a tower defense. We love those.
We do love those. Two AKs. That would do. Came in with one, leave with two. AK is extremely valuable on the CT side, especially on classic maps like Inferno when it's about holding angles. Means you can present a little bit more audacity towards positions like the banana area. Top and middle, go for the one taps instead of being limited with the M4. I guess also the AUG now. And we'll see if they can carry them over as they turtle up in the T apartments. Def on the hunt. But I don't think he'll be there in time as they hold strong in their crossfire. He might be able to get one here. He's running out of time. Yeah, exactly. So he spots him and knows they've got the AKs now. 13-6 Complexity. Back in this game, I've seen comebacks on the T side as well. It's considered a CT-sided map, but it can all fall apart very quickly with the finances. But with the new system, that might not be as possible without the large reset on the CT side.
Def still carrying that Mag 10 with the MP9 in Ricky's hands. Makes me wonder if they'll just go for that hard B hit. See if they can just bust open B straight away. It is kind of risky though because it depends how good Furia are on these grenades. So there it is. They are going to try to use the power speed here with these SMGs, and this is a complete shutdown. That's two kills just straight away. Smokes down. They're backing off the CTs. It looks like maybe not. I'm not sure. They go back in. It worked out. Didn't have to do that, but it did work out.
It's fine as long as they traded that kill out. If they gave two away for free, that would have been a disaster, but they still had the 4-on-2. So you can't complain too much. Ricky, not really in an ideal spot to do much with the MP9. Good grenade. Didn't think I'll do too much damage. More than I thought. But a lot of work to do here. That's the smoke. The trick was out of the balcony. Bit of a one-way for the T side, but he's just using it as bait. He will be falling back and joining his teammate Shazam, who has the AK. And 10 frags to his name in the top and middle. They have plenty of time, but not a lot of resources. One smoke, and that's it. That flashbang has been used to get some B control and push back any aggressive CTs here. But at this point, they'll be happy with two players on either bomb site. No plays have to be made on the CT POV. Just hold together. Find at least one kill upon entry, and that's fine.
That reload will be heard by the players on the B bomb site. Maybe it was deliberate, maybe it was a bait. It's still 2 per site though. He will get immediately traded. Almost caught on a rotation as Yuri. A small window of opportunity, but it'll be smashed. Absolutely smashed. Furia have another opportunity to take control of what could be the final rounds of Inferno after that grenade mishap towards the B bomb site. A second wind, trying to stop Complexity from forcing their way back into the game.
14-6. Art with the AK on the ground. He'll recover that. Looking for map point here on the Complexity pick as well. So this is looking quite scary actually. A slow start for Complexity. No one really setting the scoreboard on fire. They're all fragging. It's not like anyone's dropped off completely. They're all around the same level. Everyone's in double digits. No one massively ahead. Def at the top with 14, but nothing's there with 13. Those are the names that have been doing well recently. Shazam will flash them in. A fast approach here. Abel J spots one towards the apartments and rails the second. towards quads. This is looking like map point all day long, but there's a kill, a sign of life perhaps, as they have to commit towards A. 2 players a quad, 1 in the apartments.
Yuri just up on those boxes. Seals the death warrant here for, or signs of death warrant, I should say, of Complexity. Amazing player on the site from Yuri. What a beautiful setup. Great communication under the chaos. They handled that. They slowed down the push. They staggered the push. The T's couldn't arrive from both choke points at the same time. That's the big problem. That's wonderfully handled. Furia look so awesome right now. 15-6. I feel like this really changes the face of how we thought this would go.
Well, we all were having the conversation about NRG Complexity in the final, right? We were saying that's going to be a great game. That's what it should be. It's going to be fantastic. Similar approaches to the game. Stylistically, they match up very well. This might be blown out of the water now. We'll see. This is their map pick. That's why we're having that conversation. Shazam's surely going to burn as he does find 1 kill. They're trying to attack and pounce on their opportunity. And they're doing a good job, but there's so much damage being taken from the utility. And Abel J can spray again. He's got some kills available to him. We're running out of bullets in the clip. We'll find ourselves in a 3-on-3, but not for long. Stanislaw, the Tech 9, perfectly positioned, pulls one back in their favor.
It's pretty dangerous to continue to stand top mid when you see somebody's in the pit. I feel like there are unnecessary risks taken again from Furia. And it's pretty much put them in an eco situation.
Maybe they're getting too hype. It happens, you know, when you're very dominant. One of the, like, psychologically, the first thing that happens, you got to ward against as best you can is complacency. And you know, that because that confidence means that you create, you know, you overstep your boundaries, and that can be a problem. It happens to all of us. I think it just happened right there to Furia. They're like, we got this. We're owning them so hard. We're gonna win all of our fights until you don't.
Lovely shot from Art, standing around the smoke. He's got a gamble as to where it might be, just in case. That's 3 for Art. Again, delivering once more. What a way to potentially shut things down. Shooting based off sound cues, maybe. Beautiful stuff. Great reaction. Crosshair placement.
That was sick.
That was so sick.
So cool. He was just like, it looked like he knew exactly what was going on. Yes, I think down to the sound and the fact there were so many footsteps around him, there's still a chance to pull this back, but maybe not anymore. Looks likely to be 16-7. Furia closing this out in style. Art with the huge play there at the AWP. That is fantastic. He'll finish top of the scoreboard there, along with Yuri as well. Really surprising game, I have to say. The fact that Complexity don't turn up at all. What we consider a bit of a home map of theirs by now. It's their pick, and Furia have made them look very, very average indeed. Boys, is this worrying for Complexity? Is this a slow day for them? Absolutely.
In fairness, they were extremely unlucky. In this scenario, they had a wall of Molotovs, a floor of Molotovs, a carpet, in fact.
Yeah.
On Banana, but Vinny found the tiniest spot. He was like he was 1 pixel away from having to move. So you would think no one's there. That was a crucial round, cost them a lot. But I mean, look at this, 12-2. That was only 1 round. There were 11 others, and they got deleted on almost all of them.
Yeah, that really does not bode well whatsoever. But Furia, I'm loving this last round especially. Get them out of here. They didn't stand a chance. Yuri at the top, 24 kills at the end, and it's Art with 23. As I said, the most interesting thing for me is it's not like anyone in Complexity is like absent or missing. They're actually fragging on a relatively even kill right now, so it's interesting why the scoreline is so lopsided. Everyone's just contributing individually at the wrong times. It's not all coming together at once. So a rough start, but as we always say, there's always a chance to bring it back in these best of 3s. That's why they're so favored by us and by the teams, because these maps happen sometimes. Sometimes you can't get going.
Yeah, perfect storm for Furia.
Yeah, exactly. And that will be it. That's going to be a very surprising way to kick things off. Maybe this grand final isn't as secured as I once thought. NRG will be watching this one for sure, wondering who their opponents will be in the final. All we know is we have a couple more maps to go, and we're bringing them to you after this break.